Hello everybody and welcome to another Transformers review, thanks to the guys over at Hobby Link Japan. Today I am taking a look at the Transformers Alphamax Optimus Prime, also known as Ori Prime. This is a licensed third party. It's kind of along the same lines as Sentinel and 3A, where Takara are letting people use their creative input and making action figure versions of Optimus Prime, and then sticking the Takara Tomy logo on it and claiming lots of money. Taking a quick look at the back of the box, you can see Prime is very articulated indeed, and if you are an avid follower of mine, you will know that I actually got the chance to have a slightly earlier look at this with ages 3 and up at TFCon. If you haven't seen that video, make sure you check it out. That's also included in the description below. Let's crack him open. Here he is out of his plastic prison, and first impressions, wow, what stunning colours. I was expecting him to be more kind of G1 in colour. If you look at the art on the box, boop, that's very much more G1, but I actually prefer the darker red that they've used. That's a really nice paint scheme, and the paint applications themselves are impeccable. Now, as you are all probably aware, I love taking photos of my toys, and it was the mighty grizzly bear himself, TJ Duckett Kuma Styles, that inspired me to get this figure. Just looking at some of those dynamic poses that he got this guy in, I thought that's an action figure I really need to get. And yes, I did say action figure. This does not transform. Now, if you're still with me, I'm very glad. I know a lot of you switch off as soon as you find out a Transformer isn't actually a Transformer. This has to be one of the most well-balanced figures I have ever played with. I mean, look at that. Look at that. He's balanced like that. That's fantastic. He's one of those primes that I haven't really put down since I've got him. I keep fiddling with him, I keep picking him up off the shelf, keep trying different poses for him. I mean, just look at how nicely he just crouches down. Really great angles. Lots of movement and very natural poses as well. Now let's take a closer look at all of that detailing. First of all, that's a very nice head sculpt. It's unique. It's almost kind of manga-ish. It looks very animated, doesn't it? Good paint applications on there though. Lovely raised Autobot logo on the shoulder there. Clear chest. You've got a nice gunmetal grey on the abdominal muscles and the lower section of the windows. You've got this nice grate section along the side. It gives the impression that it does transform, but of course it doesn't. It's got all of that detailing on there which would suggest that it does. I love that the gun can be stored on the back, again in almost very Gundam style. The fact that it latches on using this peg onto the back of Prime, we can just store it on there. Again, taking full advantage of that extensive articulation, he can reach over his own shoulder and grab his back-mounted gun. Taking a look at the actual gun itself, again, it's done in this kind of gunmetal grey with these blue accents and the highlights on the tip and on the John cartridge, I guess. It fits in as a standard Masterpiece gun would, just using a tab which connects. You don't even have to close the fingers up around it. It does connect very firmly, and the trigger finger does pull nicely onto the actual trigger section. And what's nice is that this back section on here is actually hinged. It does go up and down to allow you to get it over the wrist. Some of the Optimus Prime guns I've seen in the past, once you mount them in the hand, they bash against the wrist. This is not the case. This section does hover and float up and down. Going back to the detailing, you've got a nice abdominal section here with black painted into the grill there to really make it pop. You come down to the groin. You've got movable groin plates which can go up and over. We do have rubber tyres on the legs. The legs themselves are somewhat blockish with minimal detail. Again though, these really do remind me of something from kind of the animation style there. And again, we have rubber wheels. The wheels on the hips do turn, but the wheels on the legs are in a fixed position. Let's cover the articulation. The head is on a ball and a swivel, so we can go up and down. We've got left and right. The neck swivels at 2 points at the base here, and actually inside the head itself. We've got a great range of motion upwards and a great range looking down. The shoulders can come up and down. We can move them all the way around on a soft ratchet. They've also got an inner ratchet which brings it all the way up like so. We have an upper bicep rotation. We have a double jointed bend at the elbow, which we've already covered. We have rotation at the wrist. We have forward and backwards at the wrist, which allows us to do a sword aloft pose if we were to have a sword. The fingers do open. They are pinned with these three. The trigger finger has a separate hinge. We do have some forwards and backwards motion, and what I love about that is if we bring this forward, that chest just pops. I love that. The back and front of the chest all move in tandem as if it was a real person. As you've probably guessed by now, we do have a ball inside that ab, so we can get a really nice ab rock on that. That's something I think is especially good about the Make Toys products. When they release their figures, they all have these fantastic ab crunch. Coming down to the legs as we move them forward, the hip skirts move in unison. You can move them upwards, although they are slightly hindered by this tire section. We do have an upper thigh rotation. We do have some forward and backwards play on the legs, but I'm sure that is literally just that. It is just play. We do have a double jointed, incredibly smooth bend at the knee, and that kneecap just slides along there and reveals a hidden section, so none of the inner workings of the leg are on show. Everything slides and moves. I love that. I love the fact that you can collapse this inner side of the leg in such a fluid motion. Coming down to the feet, they go up and down. The toes themselves are individual. They go up like so, and we also get a fantastic pivot on that foot, and we do also get some left and right motion as well. Again, I can't stress to you guys enough how fun this figure is. He's literally impossible to put down. I keep getting him in different poses, and this is my kind of I'm ready to box, I'm ready to fight you Megatron pose. He's just got such a dynamic look to him. You know, I want more of these. I love transforming my figures. I love complexity when you transform a figure, but sometimes I just want to mess about with a toy, and these are incredible. I would love a series of these. Just kind of like Reveltech meets Masterpiece in a big explosion of fantasticness. To give you an idea of scale, here he is against Combiner Wars suited and booted Megatron with the DX9 and the X2 Toys kits. And here he is against Shattered Glass MP10. He's not far off that size. He's a kind of leader class, I guess, in size. But what he lacks in size, he definitely makes up for in dynamicity. So there we have it, guys. This is the Transformers Alphamax Oritoy Optimus Prime. Yes, it doesn't transform, but this is definitely one of the most fun Optimus Primes I have had a chance to mess around with for a very long time. It seriously hasn't been put down. It is gorgeous to look at, and it is just packed full of articulation. Detailing around the legs is definitely minimalistic, but the upper torso with those added sections on the sides of the arms implying that it transforms is definitely enough for me, and is very in keeping with his old aesthetic. I love how this guy looks. The playability scale, it is off the charts. So there we have it, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments section below. Are you a fan of this action figure style Transformers, or should they leave the brand alone and keep transforming robots to ones that actually transform? Until next time, thanks for watching from myself and Optimus Prime. Goodbye.